Hello again and welcome to Havis in English. Today I'd like to introduce you to Mercedes, who is here with me in the Benavís Art in Action, and I'd like to find out a little bit more about what she does and her beautiful graphic illustrations and pieces that she has here. Hi Mercedes, tell me, how are you and how did all this start?
Hello, thank you for having me. Well, I started a long time ago as a graphic designer, and although I have taken a long time to get back into this illustration world, I'm here now and I've been doing it for 3 years and I'm loving it. I'm very lucky to do things that I love, and all my pictures are here for sale with my mugs and my homewares, and yeah, I'm just very honored to be able to make pretty pictures where people can buy and put in their houses. So
that's really interesting. They really are very, very pretty pieces that you have here. Tell me, did you study art professionally, or did you go to art college, and specialize in graphic design?
Yes, when I arrived here from England, I studied. I did a 3-year course in graphic design in Malaga. That was a long, long time ago. I worked as a graphic designer on the coast for 10 years, and then I decided to have a change, and I became a silversmith for another 10, but life has a funny way of throwing you a curveball, and an opportunity came up and I became an illustrator all of a sudden. I put up some pictures on Instagram and on Facebook of my drawings, and people started to phone me up and ask me if they could sell the pictures, and I got a contract by a young girl who wrote a book called Size Double H, and she contracted me to do all the illustrations in her book. So, and the rest is history, really. And I've just been having a wonderful time doing all my drawings and getting back into it. And yeah, it's amazing, really.
That's an absolutely great story, and so lovely to hear. It's really quite inspiring. Now, all these beautiful little things that you do, the graphic things, where do you get your inspiration from? Because some of it's, like there's makeup, there's shoes, there's all sorts of nice, quite girly things. So where do you get your inspiration from?
I'd like to say everything, but that's not really true. I love shoes. I have a problem with the shoes. Shoes that are incredibly high and very pretty. I love all that. I just draw things that I love, and feminine things, fashion. I love fashion. I love drawing the handbags and the Chanels, things that I'd love to have, but maybe can't afford yet, perhaps. So I like to draw them, and that's my way of having them for myself.
That's fantastic, and I guess it develops from there. You start the drawing, then it develops into maybe a poster or a picture or a print, something like that. Absolutely lovely. Who do you find mainly buys your items? Is it all sorts of people? Do you have a regular clientele?
Really, anybody. I have children from 15 who buy the mugs for their mums. Really, all sorts of people from all over the world. I have a little pitch in the market here in Benavís in the summer, and it's given me such an opportunity to sell to all different types of people from all over the world, from Bahrain, from the Seychelles, from New York, all the lovely people that come to our beautiful village, and they pick up something from me, and it's like a little souvenir. So it's all from all types of people from all over the world.
So business is actually booming and becoming quite international, really. That's very exciting. So how long have you been doing this particular aspect of your work?
I'm in my 3rd year now. It's kind of mushroomed into many different aspects. I do custom illustration. I have a lot of business online. People ask me to do many custom drawings for their weddings, for special gifts for their friends. Businesses ask me to draw cakes for their businesses, all sorts of different things. So really, I'm just the 3rd year now, but I'm very excited of this year. I already started very well, so hopefully it'll be a really good year as well.
Sounds very exciting, and certainly sounds like business is booming. I also see that you do little illustrations with recipes and sayings and things like that on them. So where do you get your ideas for those? Are you interested in the cookery side of it, or do you just find the whole visual aesthetic aspect pleasing?
The visual is for me. I am not very big on cooking. I'm terrible at cooking, actually. The recipes are all my mother's recipes, so they're all quite dear to me. But the visual aspect of all the fruit and the vegetables, I just love all the, the reds and the greens, and it just makes such a pretty picture. And it's a very traditional thing. The paella is a very Spanish thing, and it's a very good seller. But I don't do any of the food, unfortunately. It's just, the recipes that my mum makes for the family for all these years.
But that's great because, I mean, it's lovely to have a recipe that's beautifully illustrated, and it's great little gifts as well, aren't they? So that's really nice. Now, Mercedes, that's a Spanish name, and your mother has a great paella recipe. So do you have some Spanish heritage as well?
Yes, my parents are Spanish. They're from the north of Spain, and I was born in the north of Spain. But when I was 20 days old, they went back to England to work, and I did all my schooling there in Harrow, and I was there until I was 15. And when I was 15, they brought me back here to Spain, which was a very different place back then, because I've been here for 30 years, a long time, lots of changes. But I'm very happy that they did, because I met my husband here who is English, and I have a wonderful life here because the sun is shining most of the time, and everything is very positive, and that's where all the messages come from. The positivity, if you build it, they will come.
That's a lovely story to hear as well, and I think it sort of signifies, and it's just such a good example of how intercultural we can be here, certainly in this area in Benavís, and how the creative side in this area, and obviously it's blossomed for you, which is also very, very nice to see. So you say you're at the market on a Sunday, the Benavís market on a Sunday, where in the summer, and where else can we find you? Is it online, or do you have other places where we can come and see your work?
Well, I have a studio in San Pedro next to the BP gas station, and where I sell by appointment only. So I have a big wall there with all my products and all my prints. And then in the summertime, I have a pitch in the Benavís village twice a week from June, July and August. And I have my little market there, and it's amazing because it's very raw and very tiring, but it's great because I get to meet the people that buy my products one-on-one. And also online, I mean Facebook. Facebook has been amazing for me. I sell loads on Facebook. All the mummies share my posts, and people find out who I am, where I am, and it's just word of mouth really, and that's how it's worked for me.
Well, I think that's fascinating. I'm just looking at these things. There's also beautiful cards and placemats and boards. There's such a wide variety and such a lovely range of things here. So congratulations, well done. It's lovely. Thank you for talking with us today, Mercedes. And I wish you the very, very best of luck. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you so much.